Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Words to Live By Wednesday. So, I'm going to share a quote with you that I read. It's anonymous, but it was, I would say, very timely for me in my life. Um, it actually speaks to a lot of things I'm going through right now, and I'm just going to share it with you and then, have a little conversation in terms of what that means to me. So, let's get started. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness. Bad days give experience. Worst days give lessons. And best days give memories. Once more, I'll repeat that just so we can have clear edification in terms of what's happening with the words that are being spoken. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness. Bad days give experience. Worst days give lessons. Best days give memories. These are truly words to live by. I don't regret a day in my life because I believe life is like a series of chapters in one's life. Chapter of childhood, that's one chapter. Young adulthood, that's another chapter. Older adult, like actually being a little more grown and settled, that's a chapter. And as you progress in life, there's series of chapters from midlife to, getting older and actually ultimately becoming a senior citizen or older person. So life is comprised of different chapters in our lives, and nothing's wrong with the fact that regardless of what stages in life we all have experienced things, some better or worse than others, but nonetheless remember at this very moment in your life that everything you endured made you who you are. So for me, I've gone through happy moments, sad moments, in between moments, but I don't regret my life because people have come in and out of my life that have been a blessing, some more challenging than others. I've had to say goodbye to different people in different chapters of my life so that I could grow, so that I could be a better person. So when I hear this passage, it just speaks to where I am in my life. I've gone through seasons of, challenges even in my childhood where I had difficulties with education. Something right now that folks would see me as a star performer in was something I began life with as a challenge. Even in my childhood, I was grateful for the fact that I was surrounded by family and loved. I come from a big African family. I'm originally from Liberia, West Africa. But even with that, my family migrated to the United States and we had challenges with adapting. Here I was in a new country. And even though I've traveled back and forth from the United States since I was a little girl, my parents never in their turn thought that we would stay here permanently. But I say that to say that even with that, adapting at such a young age was important. And it wasn't just adapting to environment, it was adapting to culture, integrating my culture into existing culture and all that stuff. So even in my young adulthood, there were decisions and choices I made over my life. Experiencing what a divorce, experience entails. So when you look at all of that, you say, you know what? Is it really that great of a life if I'm going through all these trials and tribulations? Well, it depends on how you look at it. Because I always say, life will always happen to you. Believe me, life will happen. Keep on living, life will happen to you. But the only thing that matters in that point in time and in that stage is what you do about it and what you think about it. Life doesn't have to consume you. It doesn't have to consume you if you believe that irrespective of life happening to you, you're going to be an overcomer. You're going to achieve. You're going to push through. So I would say, I always hear folks saying, I don't look like what I've been through. I don't look like what I've been through. But I think it's all in perspective and how you decide to move on from the good, the bad, and in between. So when I hear good days are happiness, when you're going through challenges in life, sometimes you got to be reminded of the goodness in your life. When I say the goodness, I mean, I woke up this morning. I'm physically, mentally, spiritually sound. And I think a lot of times when people are like looking at their lives, they're like, I like to say you need to be a whole person. When I say a whole person mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's three folds. It's not one-sided. It is three folds. Don't just look good on the outside and toe up in the inside. Don't be cray-cray in the head, but you giving up a good front. Be whole mentally, physically, and spiritually. For me, I'm a Christian woman. So I edify my mind on a spiritual note through reading the Bible, through getting to God's word, through prayer, to making application of that word in my life. That's part of my journey into wholeness. The other component is health. I realized I've had some health scares that had to make me check myself at the door, anywhere from losing weight to getting hormones in check to doing all that. So health and wellness is essential. Health is wealth. If in case nobody told you, health is wealth. It doesn't matter if you have all this money and you cannot physically do anything to enjoy it. You want to be whole, okay? Mentally, physically, spiritually. So getting your health in check is essential. Your mental in check is essential. Always edify your mind. Always feed your mind something. You know what? I never take it for granted when I meet anybody from different walks of life. I've learned I can learn stuff from various people. From a child to a grown, to a teenager, to, an elderly person, or even to like friends, family, random strangers. I always say knowledge will engage you, will teach you if you're open to it. If you're not open to learning anything, you're not going to learn, baby. Nobody can force that down your throat because that is your journey to live. So when I think of happiness and I think about quality of life, happiness for me is quality of life and the people I surround myself with. I'm a positive person, so I like to impart positivity into others. But I have to take care of self before I can be that type of vessel. I can't just sit up here, just keep on pouring positivity, and I haven't checked myself first. So when I hear good days give happiness, every day ain't gonna be good, baby. But a good day, you can smile. You can show all your pearly whites. You can say, baby, today was a good day. Whether it was a good day because it was a personal accomplishment, whether it was a good day because you were able to spend quality time with a family member, a friend, a loved one, whether it was a good day because you just got time to yourself. Your girl likes some me time, so I just had some me time and I just enjoyed some time to myself. Or whether it was just a good day because your girl's just out here breathing, feeling good, taking care of stuff, and life is looking good. So enjoy and take pleasure in the happiness of your days, because good days are happy days. Now, when it speaks about bad days, give experience. Experiences come in two different forms. Either direct experience, where you experienced it directly, it impacts you directly, or indirectly, where you learn from somebody else. Experience is experience. So whatever experiences you have in life, whatever challenges come up in life, Even if those days are a little more toxic and challenging than you would like for it to be, baby, baby, embrace the experience. Embrace the experience. Don't get lost in it. Don't get consumed by it. Don't let it take you out of position. Because some days are hard, baby. Some days are truly hard. And you would have to sit there and say to yourself, is it really worth it? You got to put a value on stuff that you embrace in your life. So whether it's a toxic relationship you got to let loose of, it may be a bad day, but you make decisions to go ahead and correct those bad days. Take that lesson and know how to walk away from it, okay? Or whether it's a career decision, and as you work through the job, you're like, this ain't a good situation. It can result in a bad day because you have unfavorable results. Whether it's just you not happy with where you are in your life, okay? There could be some bad days in that. All I have to say to you, don't stay there. If you gotta cry, cry. Too many people don't want to get in touch with their emotions. If you have to take out time for yourself and take a little walk to figure out what you need to do in this thing called life, take a walk. But do not let bad days that are meant to give you experiences so you can learn and be a better person consume you and take you down a dark hole. Because that's not speaking life into you. That's breaking you down. And you're more than that. You're more valuable than that. Okay? So worst days give lessons. Oh, goodness. Have we not all have some really challenging days where you sitting up there like, is this really my life? Is this really what I'm doing at this stage in my life? You know? Been there. One of my worst days embodied divorce. That was one of the worst seasons in my life. Because I was one of those people, I didn't get married to get divorced, as you hear from a lot of people. And, you don't know until you're in the thick of things. And what I learned in that season in my life is you can only change you. You can't change other people. And if they don't have a willingness to meet you halfway, you may not have anything. So I found myself in the context of my marriage losing myself. And that was one of the worst moments of my life. Because you're talking about a girl who has always known who she is. I've known who I am, ironically, from a young age. But yet, I let my connection in marriage consume me, where I lost myself. Legit lost myself. Your girl didn't know who she was from morning to night. I just got so consumed in pouring into this person, trying to do the best thing to be the best wife, trying to cook the right meals, trying to find time, trying to find a happy balance. And guess what? I found out I was the only one trying. So when I decided to choose me, choose to pour back into me, choose to get back to me, those worst days eventually turned to bad days, which gave experiences, right? Worst days taught me a lesson. Those worst days transitioned into bad days where I got some experience based off of what I was going through. And when I finally chose me, those worst days officially became good days filled with happiness, baby. Happiness. Because I got back to myself and I started loving back on myself and I started appreciating and valuing who I am. Okay? Best days give memories. Best days give memories. Okay? As we all know, we've been going through some interesting times. It's changed the course in how we live our lives with the C-19. And when C-19 took place in the year of 2020, my birthday's in November, November 27th to be exact. And your girl was sitting up here in this space, and I was just over my divorce. which was finalized, I think, August or September of that year. And I decided, because my birthday was actually in 2020, the day after Thanksgiving. So I decided, hey, why don't I go to the beach? You know, particularly because I live in Florida. So I live on the other coast of Florida, which is Southwest, which is near the Gulf of Mexico. But I wanted to go to Miami Beach, South Beach. So it's about a 2-hour drive from where I live. So I opted the day after Thanksgiving to go celebrate my birthday in a beautiful resort, less than 5 minutes from South Beach, you know, the strip there, Ocean Drive, I believe. You know, the girl was right there, okay, centrally located. And I decided, hey, why not go to Miami? So I took this trip, and like I say, fashion is my passion. And I was in a really fun yellow and pink outfit, hot pink outfit. I mean, it was a short situation, but it was a blazer short situation. It was fire. And so, you know, I decided to roll through. And initially when I got to South Beach, I thought it was going to be low-key because, you know, C-19 taking place. But evidently, Florida was still doing what Florida does, and they were staying open. So I get to South Beach that day. When I say cars everywhere, okay? Everywhere. And so I arrived to the hotel, and it was like valet parking or find some garage down the road that you had to pay a certain amount of money anyways to park and then truck your luggage. I said, no, we'll do the valet. Mind you, I only went for one day. I already prepaid for the room. I was agitated by the time I got to the front desk, and I was in South Beach on my birthday. So I get to the counter. Young lady comments on my attire. I'm like, well, thank you. She's like, oh, what's the special occasion? I was like, it's my birthday. So she said, you know, we got a little upgrade for you. Mind you, your girl was feeling good because I felt like I had a junior suite. It looked beautiful. I was excited about that. And then, so basically, I was having one of those good days. Okay, good days, because it's my birthday. I'm feeling happy. I'm flowing. Now, this is where it transitioned to one of my best days. And your girl has a memory that lasts a lifetime. So I get to the counter, and the young lady says that we have upgraded you. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, so what's the upgrade? We have upgraded you to the penthouse suite. I said, now, anybody know anything about Miami? Let's put in perspective. I went from a $400 and some change room for one night. Mind you, your girl was there for one night to celebrate my birthday. To the penthouse, which was legit 4 times, 3 to 4 times more than what I paid. So I just got elevated levels in one day. So that good happy moment, baby, it turned into one of my best days, one of my best memories. Even though I was there by myself. So I got upgraded to this room. She told me, girl, you gonna like it? I'm sitting up there like, really? So I get up there, open the door, my mouth dropped. When they said penthouse suite, I had a living room bigger than the living room in my own house. It looked like both the living rooms in my house, like, combined together in this one suite. And then it had a beautiful room where there was a fountain in the bedroom. The bed, it was a king-size bed. It had seating there. It had a huge table. My living room area had a huge TV there too, and seating. I could entertain, honey. And then it had a tub, a deep soaker tub, and a 5-jet shower with a separate toilet. and this glass stair, like a glass enclosure closet, then mind you, wrap around staircase to go up to my own private deck. I was sitting up here like, what you say? Oh my goodness. So that was one of those memories that is etched in my mind, because something as simple as me taking it upon myself at such a challenging time, because you got to understand when C-19 happened, that was some bad days and some worse days for a lot of folks. It's the grace of God that kept me seen. It's the grace of God that kept me focused. But yeah, to be able to even celebrate my life knowing that a lot of people lost their lives during this period, it's just wild. So I went out there, had a beautiful, and the crazy thing about it, what made top this day and made it one of my best memories, is the fact that I was informed that throughout that week it had been raining intensely throughout that entire week. You hear me? And so I got there on my birthday and the sun was shining. It was like a very beautiful day. It was like one of the best days that week. It was the only great day that week that the sun shined, on my birthday. And I not only did your girl go to the rooftop pool, I strolled and moseyed on to the beach, had a beautiful time at the beach, and I closed up my birthday at a very nice seafood restaurant on South Beach, having some garlic crabs, some lobster mac and cheese. And, it was a beautiful experience, and it was worth every last moment, piece, and inch of my time. So I say that to say that life has highs and lows. Like I said, in that year, I had experienced, in 2020, I had experienced everything that is spoken in this. So when you hear in this passage, never regret a day in your life. 2020 embodied good days for me that gave me happiness. I was happy to have my family still intact. I was happy to still be able to work. My company just transitioned to us working remotely. But then in that same period, I had some bad days. You know what I'm saying? I was going through a challenging divorce. Got even worse because it got more toxic. So therefore, in the bad days where I got experience, I also had some worse days where I got some hardcore lessons, and I had to reassess and reevaluate who I bring into my world, who I bring into my space. But it was worth it. There was experience there and there were lessons. And then I closed off the year with some of my best days. And that was post all that trauma in that year. I got a great memory that outshined anything I went through that year. So I say that to say life has its ease and flows, but do not lose perspective that you should not regret not one day in your life. Good, bad, indifference. It all made you who you are. It made you the beautiful soul that you exist to be in this thing called life. It made you the person that you are that can be a blessing onto others and not just yourself. It made you a stronger person mentally, physically, spiritually. It made you probably make some moves in your life you didn't think you would make. Because I don't know about you, but even for me, I started a journey of change in my life because it started something that I'm still continuing on. And I'm at a different level than what I was a few years ago. So I say that to say, with all the toxic things we see on TV and, even in the Instagram and social media age, folks want to make you feel some kind of way about how you look, how you talk, where you're from, how your life begun. Do not let anybody hold you hostage to your past, to your, things that are no longer a part of your life, because what God has for you, honey, is for you. Nobody holds that. You need to focus on yourself and pour back into yourself. Don't try to be a blessing to everybody. You don't know how to pour into yourself. When you know how to pour in yourself, you can pour into others. And don't look back at your life and think to yourself, oh, I regret this. Yeah, because you can't change anything. You can't change it. You can regret it all you want. You can't change it. You can forgive yourself, forgive the situation, learn from it and grow and look at your present and your future. But honey, you can't go back to your past and change anything. It's stamped. It has a timeline. The parties that were involved in that season of your life, whether they're present today or not, is irrelevant. But you can always change the trajectory of your life. Just don't never look back and regret anything that you've done in any part of your life. You may regret some things that you did and you say, you know what, moving forward, I'm not going to make that part of what I do. But don't regret your life or a day in your life. Because regardless if it was good, bad, indifference, you still were able to wake up. You're still able to partake of this thing called life. And you're still able to make changes right now in your life. So I say the lesson here, is to cherish and value every day you are given and see it as the gift that it is. That you never have regret about the days of your life. May have some regret about some of the things you did within those days, but don't hold yourself hostage to it. Don't feel like it consumes you, that you can't move past it, and that people hold you captive to it. Okay? So thank you. If you have listened to me throughout the duration of me talking about this passage, I thank you for taking out the time to lend an ear, and for me to just share with you, and you share with me, what have you experienced in this thing called life that for good days brought you happiness, for bad days gave you an experience, worst days gave you some lesson, honey, and for the best days gave you the best memories thus far so far in your life. I look forward to seeing your feedback in the chat and connecting with you in my next video. But for now, stay blessed, stay good, speak life over yourself and your situation, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.